Jaguar is one of the most notorious British motoring companies, and in 2000 they emerged in Formula 1 to demonstrate their vast motoring knowledge and capabilities at the highest level. Drivers such as Eddie Irvine, Mark Webber and Pedro de la Rosa sat behind the wheel for this ambitious Jaguar team. However, though the ambition was there, it wasn't enough to transfer into success on the track. From their 4-year tenure, they only picked up 49 championship points and 2 podiums. Increasing pressure from their investors, who were Ford, for better results would lead to the big cat's demise, as 2004 would be their last F1 campaign to date. A certain team that does not need an introduction took over the Jaguar space left in F1 and have gone on to deliver results that Jaguar could only dream of. Jaguar re-entered Formula Racing through the classification of Formula E in 2016. Jaguar have recently achieved second place in the 2021 campaign. Could they carry this success over to Formula 1? I think it's about time we reawoke the big cat. Welcome to a new My Team Series career mode on F1 2021. Here are the settings that I'll be using. If you really care that much, you will pause and read it. If not, welcome to the new F1 career mode, and we're doing it with Jaguar. Here is the classic sort of vibe I went for with the uniform. I went for all the British options with Dan Tickton being British and Mercedes F1 team being based in the UK. Swiftly on to qualifying now. This being the first race of the season, we have something to prove as a new team. Jaguar in general have something to prove with how terribly their team performed when they entered F1 many years ago. As we swiftly move through the Bahrain circuit, the car feels light, nimble, and has made many improvements in this modern era. The green and red on this livery reintroduces the colour scheme of the old-fashioned car onto the more modern hybrid cars. This lap in general is looking pretty good. We are up on our lap times. However, with it being a starting car, we have a severe lack of horsepower. We finish in and around the late 120s. Let's see where this puts us on the starting grid. Our teammate Dan Tickton qualifies an impressive 14th, and we bring it up the rear in 17th. And we are now 4 lights away from the start of the season. It is lights out and away we go for this new season of F1. We get an impressive start. We are sandwiched in between our teammate Alfa Romeo and Williams teams. We're going down the outside though. There's a lot of cars and a lot of traffic to get through. We go a bit wide, but no damage so far. We keep ourselves on the track. We are now behind, made a few places, and we are now behind the Aston Martins and the Alpine. We're now side by side with Stroll. We are currently behind the car. We're going to make a late move down the inside of our rival team, I'd say, in the Aston Martins. They're probably a bit more ahead of us with the car. We are pressuring Stroll well. We are in a Aston Martin sandwich. We feel like James Bond right now. Again, we're going to lunge down the inside of Stroll, make a bit of contact. We push our way through, aggressive here. It is the first lap. It is best to be aggressive. We're still alongside him as we are coming up to this corner, very tight corner, early braking zone. We're going around the outside. Stroll is still side by side. We are the back of his wheel. Let's see this horsepower. We try and switch back on Stroll again to go down his inside. We keep it clean. We shove him out and we get the place. We have already got into 11th place. We move on now to lap 3. We have got the slipstream of Alonso. We have gotten away from Stroll. Made some good progress with this car. We're going to make a very late lunge down the inside of Alonso, but he lets us through. His experience, he's an experienced driver, but his age is currently showing with how easy it was to get past him, even with the significantly less developed car. As we continue into lap 3, we find a problem with our car. It seems that the DRS has been left opened. There's currently a fault with the DRS. And as we hit lap 5, we are coming in to try and see if they sort it, pit early and try and undercut the rest of the cars in front of us and make a decent amount of space up. Let's watch this pit stop now, see what progress is made.
Complete, go now.
We get a 2.2 for the first pit stop, which for a very inexperienced F1 team in the first Grand Prix, that is an impressive time. Hopefully we should now have a stonking lap to now maintain our positions and make up some more places. However, I don't think going into lap 6 that the DRS has been fixed. However, everyone is pitting. We go into lap 7. We make up a good amount of people. We got in front of Ricciardo, just behind Leclerc, and they were in front of us. So at this point, we will be in the points, which for a first lap race, for a first Grand Prix, that is a very impressive feat. We're now coming round to the second round of pit stop for people, going into lap 8. Over halfway through the race, we're currently in 10th, that's the point position. However, we are going around the outside of Sainz as he comes out of the pit lane. We're just ahead of him with the warmer tyres. However, as we go down into lap 8, further into it, we go on the inside of Norris. It's close, and we spin. We've made contact, and we could not hold it. We do the best to spin as much as we can. After a few more pit stops, we're still in the points position. We still are in for the fight. As we enter lap 9, getting points on our first race in the Grand Prix is impressive. We have Stroll on the back of us, though. And that pressure seems to get to us as we have an oversteer. We can't catch the car. We crash into Alonso. Heavy front wing damage. That does not look good on the car. For a new team, that is a not good expenditure to have. However, we have a virtual safety car, and it looks like we're going to have to pit straight away. The full safety car is now out. We are going to have to pit. We're right on the back of Alonso, both of us with front wing damage. That was a heavy collision for us. However, we're going to go round him. We're going to go down the outside of Alonso into the pit lane. There is nothing in the rulebook about overtaking the pit lane before the white line. We managed to sneak one in. It's with all the casualties we're going to take from this pit lane, we're going to have to make up as much position as we can, even if that means Alonso is taking the brunt of it. Again, his age and experience, his age is showing. And we are coming out in 21st position, not what we wanted. However, we are going to be having a safety car with warm tyres. As we go into lap 11, we're right on the back of Latifi, the magician of a driver that he is, or the Canadian destroyer, if you prefer that term.
Okay, clear.
Now, resuming racing with a green flag.
Gap to teammate ahead is 2.4
We're
seconds.
hurtling down the first straight, looking to make as many positions as we can. There is a yellow flag with the traffic ahead of us. We've got past Latifi and Mazepin, the greatest duo of F1 drivers ever to be seen. And now we have our sights set on Schumacher and Ocon. Hopefully our tyres are warm enough to produce a decent enough last couple of laps. However, again, we spin. The lack of experience on our first Grand Prix shows as we spin on the same corner, overdoing it again, not learning from our past mistakes. Luckily, though, because of the safety car, we've been able to catch up to our rivals again in front of us. We've got a purple first sector. We're going to try and go around the outside of Latifi. However, he blocks, he defends well. We quickly make a wheel check
Nice move.
to get in front of Latifi, and good pass there down the inside of that corner. Very unlikely that you would overtake on that corner usually. And we're going to carry on this speed. We're going to go 3 wide. We've got Alonso, a bit of contact made with Mazepin and Alonso. We managed to squeeze down the middle of them. Alonso's still battling it with us. We're going to squeeze him out, take the place. And on the final lap, we've made it up to 19th, which is not too impressive. However, we have our sights set on Schumacher, who is 18th. It's all about pride at this point. No points are going to be lent out to us at all, but we have to make up a few places to save our reputation. I don't know where Dan Ticktum is. However, we've got a slipstream with Schumacher. We've gotten round him easily. We have a bit more horsepower than the Haas, luckily, this season. Otherwise, we might as well just fold as a team at this point. As the fireworks are going off, we have nothing that deserves a firework in terms of a result, but pride has been restored. We get 18th after 2 terrible spins.
That's it for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive to take the win. Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
That is it for the first My Team career mode for Jaguar. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications.